Things in the Middle East are moving incredibly fast right now, and tensions are at a boiling point. So in this explainer, we're going to cut through the noise and break down what we actually know, what's still up in the air, and what it all means.
Right now, the entire region, and, really the whole world, is pretty much holding its breath. We're watching a chain reaction of events that could completely redraw alliances, shake up economies, and maybe even change the map of the Middle East. And at the very center of it all is one single, monumental, and so far unconfirmed report. This is the question that's pouring gasoline on the fire. It's a claim so explosive that it's already set off real military strikes and a crazy worldwide information war. So, is Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the single most powerful person in Iran, actually gone?
Okay, so to understand what's happening, you gotta ask, where did this even come from? Well, the first and the loudest announcement came directly from Iran's biggest adversary in the region.
Yep. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu dropped this bombshell in a public address. He claimed Khamenei was killed in a very specific targeted strike, saying that 30 bombs hit the Supreme Leader's compound and that senior commanders of the Revolutionary Guard were killed right alongside him.
Now, to really get why this is such a massive deal, you have to understand who we're talking about here. Ayatollah Khamenei isn't just a leader. At 86 years old, he has been the ultimate authority in Iran for more than 30 years. He gets the final word on literally everything. We're talking military, government, you name it. His status is absolutely central to the stability of the entire country.
So the moment that claim was made, a whole new front opened up in this conflict. This isn't just being fought with bombs and drones anymore. Now it's a war of information. What we're seeing is a full-blown propaganda battle, and honestly, trying to figure out what's true has become incredibly difficult.
So you've got these two completely different stories clashing. On one side, there's the claim from Israel's prime minister, and it's being echoed by major news outlets like Fox News and Reuters. Some British media are even citing officials who claim his body has been found. But on the other side, you have a solid wall of denials from Iran. Their foreign minister says Khamenei is absolutely fine, and a spokesperson is calling the whole thing psychological warfare.
And this is probably the most critical piece of the puzzle right now. Iranian officials promised they release a video of the Supreme Leader in a few minutes to prove he was alive. Well, it's now been hours since they said that, and nothing, no video. And that absence, that lack of proof, is what's really making people wonder if these claims are actually true.
And make no mistake, this fight has moved way beyond just words and claims. All this uncertainty has been met with very real, very deadly military action that is now spreading across the region.
The human cost is already just staggering. According to Iran's own Red Crescent, these coordinated strikes from the US and Israel, which hit 24 different provinces, have led to over 2,000 deaths. That number alone just shows you the incredible scale and severity of this initial attack.
And Iran's response? It was fast and it was widespread. They're calling it Operation True Promise 4. They claim they've hit 14 U.S. military bases, and on top of that, they've launched missile strikes against a whole host of neighboring countries. We're talking the UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia. This thing has gotten much, much bigger.
So, a key weapon being used here are these kamikaze drones. What are they? Well, you can basically think of them as flying bombs with a brain. They can circle over an area, lock onto a target, and then just dive straight into it and explode. We're hearing reports that these are the weapons used to hit Dubai's international airport and a hotel, causing some serious damage.
And this conflict is no longer just a regional one. The British Prime Minister has now confirmed that the United Kingdom is officially involved. Their fighter jets are taking part in operations. That's a huge escalation, bringing a major European power directly into this fight.
So, beyond all the military action, this conflict is now threatening a vital artery of the global economy. And all eyes have turned to one of the most important shipping lanes on the entire planet.
We're talking about the Strait of Hormuz. It's this incredibly narrow channel of water. At one point, it's only 33 kilometers wide. It's the only way for ships to get from the Persian Gulf out to the open ocean. And reports are now saying that all oil transport through this passage has been completely stopped. You really can't overstate how important this little waterway is. About a third of all the oil that's shipped by sea in the entire world passes through here. That's about 21 million barrels a day. Shutting that down is like clamping the main fuel line for the global economy.
And just think about who relies on it. All the heavy hitters in oil,
Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Iraq, Kuwait, you name it. They all depend on the Strait of Hormuz to get their oil to the rest of the world. So its closure, that's going to have immediate and very serious consequences for energy prices everywhere.
So, where does all of this leave us? Well, we're in a moment of just extreme uncertainty. The information is all over the place, tensions are sky high, and the potential for one side to make a big miscalculation is enormous. This is really the billion-dollar question. If Iran is forced to come out and confirm that its supreme leader is dead, what do they do next? Does the country rally together and launch an even more devastating wave of attacks? Or could losing their central commander actually cause them to turn inward and de-escalate the fight?
For now, we're all just trying to navigate this storm of conflicting reports and propaganda. And as this crisis keeps unfolding, it's worth remembering that old saying because it has never been more true. In the fog of war, the very first casualty is always the truth.